The Kodak Charmera is super hot right now. There are so many people all over the world who are so keen to get their hands on this tiny little keychain digital camera. But it's not just the aesthetics of the camera itself. I mean, sure, it's light, cute, it's got a retro vibe to it, and of course it is reasonably priced at just $30 US. There's another reason I think why people are clamoring for this camera, and that of course is the 12 different looks that you can get every time that you press the shutter button. In this video, I'm going to show you lots of sample photos with all 12 of these looks. Then I'll talk through them one by one, and I'm going to tell you which my favorites are, and I'm also going to tell you in which conditions I think you should use each one. Of course, there is the standard photo, then there are 7 photo filters and 4 photo frames, making 12 different looks you can get with every single photo. Let's get started. So let's talk about each of the 12 different looks for each photo in more detail. So first up is the standard default image with the Kodak Charmera. Of course, when you turn the camera on and you select that you want to shoot stills, this is the regular sort of digital camera look that you get. So this look is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Of course, this is a lo-fi camera, so you're not going to get really detailed, super high-res images with this camera on the standard look. I've taken quite a few pictures with the standard look, and look, it's not my favorite. It's okay. I just think there are more interesting looks and filters and frames that you probably want to use with this camera other than just using the standard default one. Next up, we have the warm filter. Now, when I saw it had a cool and a warm filter, I was a little bit skeptical because usually on cameras I never use the cool and the warm filters at all. But I gotta say, I really like the warm tone and the cool tone on the Charmera more than the standard digital picture. The warm tone in particular is a favorite of mine. When you take pictures with this, of course it warms up the frame, makes it look a bit retro and nostalgic, almost a hint of sort of sepia thrown in there. The cool tone is also cool, I guess you'd say. I probably don't like it quite as much as the warm tone, but it definitely has a different look. And just depending on your subject matter, yeah, certain photos with this do look really nice. The next filter is the black and white filter. This does look pretty good in nice soft lighting conditions. Again, with overexposure and very bright images, it doesn't look that great. Next up are the 4 pixel filters. They are in different colors. There is a yellow, red, blue, and gray. I think these are going to be hugely popular with people once they get their hands on the Charmera and they get out there and shoot. They give a very distinctive looking sort of high contrast, high saturation look. And depending obviously which one you choose, most of your image becomes that one solid color. I think there are 2 though that work better than the others. For me personally, I think the yellow and gray ones work really nicely. The yellow looks fantastic in almost every image I've taken with it. It just looks so good. The grey one almost looks like an illustration or a line drawing. The red and the blue, look, I thought I loved these the most, but what I found is that when I take photos with them, I don't know, I feel like you need very simple subject matter with these to get a good photo. I feel when you take a more complex photo with more things going on in the scene, you kind of look at the photo back later and you think, what is that? I can't even tell what it is. Now, one thing that the pixel filters remind me of is the Polaroid Duochrome Special Limited Edition films that Polaroid have come out with over the last few years. So Polaroid have come out with yellow, blue, and green. The only thing, of course, I'd say is that the pixel filters on the Charmera are super high contrast and brightness, and the Polaroid ones are a little bit more subtle. It's really nice to see the same sort of look straight out of the box with a little digital camera. I think these are going to be really popular. Prepare to see these all over your feed very soon. And finally, we have the 4 frames. So the first frame makes it look like your photo is in some kind of paint software app on your computer. You know, back 25 years ago, they had these kind of paint apps on your computer and you could sort of muck around and crop things and change colors and stuff like that. This looks very much like that to give you that kind of retro old computer vibe from the early noughties. I do like this frame. It doesn't take up much space, so you can definitely get a good shot when you're using this particular frame. However, it's not my favorite one. The next one is the film frame. Of course, if you watched my channel before, you'll know that I still shoot a lot of film. I love 35mm film, love Kodak films, and of course, being a Kodak product, they've made this frame look here like a piece of film. At the top and the bottom, you can see the sprocket holes, and of course, your image goes right there in the middle. I don't think you're fooling anyone if you show this to anyone. I don't think anyone's going to think it's actually film, but nevertheless, it is a really cool retro kind of vibe. This next one with all the little icons on is probably my favorite. I absolutely love this. I think that if you're taking a picture of family or friends or your pets or animals, I think it looks super cute. So there's a love heart icon, there's a roll of film, there's a K for Kodak, and there's a couple of like sparkly things there. I think this is really nice, this one. And the last photo frame is a little bit perplexing. It is a Kodak Charmera, so that's kind of cool. You take a photo and it looks like you're looking at your picture on the back of a Charmera. The only problem with it is the amount of room that this frame takes up. It takes up almost the entire picture. So you only got like a really small like letterbox little bit in the middle where you can actually get someone in there or something in there. So this is a little bit hit and miss, this one, I think. Even when you're taking a picture of just a single person, here's a picture with my daughter, it's actually kind of hard. You've got to move back quite a lot to get them in. And there's another one here with my dog that works okay. But yeah, some of the other ones are really hit and miss, like this picture of the swans, it just doesn't work. However, if you want to do some like detail shots, close-ups, stuff like that, I think this is where this one comes in nicely. So here's a close-up of my dog's fur, he's a Dalmatian, and here's also a close-up of the turtle in the playground. It's not a real turtle, obviously, but I think this looks cool. You can just see the turtle's eye, so I think it works here as well. So there you go. What did you think of the photos that I've taken so far with my Kodak Charmera? I would love to know your thoughts. Please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know which filters and which frames you like the best. Now don't forget that I've already done an unboxing video here on my channel, so if you want to see me unbox the complete set of 6 Charmeras, that's already here. And coming up in the next few days, I'll be doing my full review of the Charmera with lots of tips and tricks and thoughts on shooting photos and video with this tiny keychain digital camera. That's it for this time. See you next time. Cheerio. Bye bye.